A giant porch wraps around the front. It has colorful stained glass windows, and every wall has a different shade of colorful paint or decorative wallpaper. I live here with 2 roommates who have an appreciation for historic buildings.
My name is Emily Varley, and I have been living in the Pink Lady since August of 2021. When I first moved in, I was kind of like afraid to touch things, or like I was like, oh no, what if it breaks, or what if this is an antique? I had to learn how to be comfortable in the space and be grateful, I think.
Emily is getting a dual master's degree in urban planning and heritage conservation at USC.
I'm drawn to telling stories about our past and history, and where we come from is really important to me.
I'm Isabella Atkinson, and I've been living in the Pink Lady since August 2022. I'm an architecture student, so I knew just like from being able to walk around the neighborhoods that I didn't want to live in like one of those bland new construction apartments.
Some days we truly feel like we're living in an entirely different era. Our bedrooms are fitted with lace curtains. We draw them back every morning to let the light in. The wooden floorboards creak with every step, reminding us of the hundreds of feet that have passed through before us. All over the house you can find antique furniture, elaborate artwork, painted lamps, and historic photographs. But the feature of the house that brings us together the most as roommates is the antique stove.
I feel like I have a relationship with the stove. We've been through a lot. I've burned many things.
It's a towering, massive white metal oven. It's set against mint green walls and black and white checkered flooring. It's the heart of the most eclectic and decorated kitchen I've ever seen.
I love that stove, that 1918 stove. That still works.
Every morning, afternoon, and evening, we take turns cooking our meals and talking over the kitchen's giant marble island. We mull over our days and laugh about the latest strange occurrences that have happened in the house.
It took me like 2 weeks to make the burning stop in the stove just by virtue of using it. And honestly, I kind of like having to light the burners. I think it adds more involvement into my cooking.
Try this. Our motto as roommates has become, "There's never a dull moment around here." A phrase that's made its way into our vernacular as we navigate living somewhere between the Victorian past and the modern era.
It's a strange juxtaposition.
Living in the Pink Lady, you learn to treat things delicately and pay close attention to details. When I first moved in, I found myself examining every corner of the house, following the childhood rule of look, don't touch. The first time I saw the front room, I pictured a fantastic dinner party unfolding in the 1910s. I could see the women in their incredible gowns, the men dressed to the nines in their tuxedos, all sipping from crystal glasses. I imagined what it might sound like to hear the beautiful grand piano, that's still there, echoing through the gigantic doorways.
I wanted it to be a place where people came and enjoyed it as much as I do. And I liked the idea of the Victorian age and the elegance and the way that the culture of the time, the way people, entertained and everything was so elegant and lovely. And, it was a chance to see a refined way of life. And I wanted the house to people enjoy it for that reason.
The house originally belonged to Richmond and Caroline Durfee, a well-connected family with ties to the Avery Corporation. The company that's famous for its development of self-adhesive labels. Anne has made sure that the Durfee family is an integral part of the house. There's a wall of their family photos in the entryway.
I love the house for all of the meaning it carries, especially in the neighborhood, as well as, the story it participates in like the greater Los Angeles University Park.
I'm grateful to feel so connected to the history of Los Angeles within the walls of the Pink Lady. Preserving pieces of its history is so important in a city that changes as much as Los Angeles.
And I think it brings that universal part of all of us that need to cherish our history. It captures that moment that we think we're living in right now, where things are in turmoil and the politics are bad and all the da-da-dee-da-da-da. And really, you go in here and you feel peace. And it's surpassed wars, it's surpassed depressions, it's surpassed there's a permanence here, a security here.
And long after Isabella, Emily, and I have moved on, the Pink Lady will continue to be a place for generations of USC students. For Annenberg Media, I'm Grace Murray.
And that's all we have time for on today's From Where We Are. Valeria Diaz and Clémence Feignot produced today's show. And we had help from Sissy Arenas, Vincent De Monte, Mary Ann, Benjamin Cohen, Hayes Flanagan, Kimberly Aguirre, and Nikki Berelson. Our board operator is Fernando Cienfuegos. Our live stream manager, Rebecca Zhao, and Derek Renfrau composed our theme music. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Annenberg Radio News. Subscribe to From Where We Are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And finally, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Annenberg Radio. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in today. And you might have noticed that Sana is not here today. We miss her dearly, but she had to take a personal day. But she can't escape us for very long. She will be back. So tune in next week, and Son and I will be back with our wonderful banter. My gosh. Have a great week, y'all.